What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create this seamless zoom through effect inside of After Effects. Alright, so I have two clips in my timeline right now, and this first one on top is the first clip that I want the transition to start. So I want the zoom in to go through this tire right here and then end up on the second clip. Alright, so I'm just going to go to the first frame right here, and I'm going to create a mask for this tire. You guys can use the pen tool depending on what you're masking out. This is a tire, so a circle would work best for this, and I'm just going to try to make it fit around the tire as best as possible. All right, so once you've masked out your object in your first frame, you want to go onto your mask, and your properties are here underneath your clip. If you hit U, you should see your mask on your clip right here. You just want to check your mask, and it should bring up this tracker up here on your top right of your screen. And I'm just going to hit this arrow key to track my mask to the clip. And it looks like it did a pretty good job. That's pretty good, so I don't need to do any adjustments to that. And after that, I just do subtract. So now we have something looking like this, but now we need to add our zoom in animation and our other clips where it like zooms through and you can see like multiple tires almost. So what I'm going to do is create a new camera, and we're just going to use a 20 or maybe 50 millimeter. We'll use a 50 millimeter for this. And inside the camera, you can see these position values here. And when you move them around, they're not going to do anything because these layers are not 3D yet. So I'm going to go to the 3D cube and make sure the top one is checked, so this cube pops up. So then when you move your camera, you can see it does all sorts of like weird things, but it's kind of hard to see. So I want to go into a different view. There's lots of different views here you can choose from. I'll just stick with this one. So our main composition is up here, and then it shows our top, front, and then right view. So before we do all our keyframing with our camera, I'm just going to take the clip right here and duplicate it. So we have another one. And on this bottom clip right here, I'm going to open up the position values so you can see you can move like the Z distance and everything. All right, so I'm just going to change the Z distance right here for this bottom clip to 400. So you can see it's further back now from this original clip. You can see the first clip's right here, and then this one's right here. And we're just going to go into the scale and make that 90. It's a bit smaller. And you can also mess around with moving the clip to kind of fit the frame. So moving it left and right, and then up and down, just like that. So it's kind of centered right there. And what I'm going to do is just do that for the rest of the layers. So position, instead of 400, you just times that by 2, so 800. And scale, go down by 10 every time, 80. And move this over to the right a little bit more, and then down, just so you can see the tire. And just do that maybe a few more times, just whatever looks good to you. So scale 70. Also, don't actually multiply the Z distance by 2. I meant to say add by 400. So 800 plus 400 is 1200. So that's what the Z distance is for this third clip right here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have our main one up top. I'm just going to leave it at this. I'm just going to have 3 other clips. Once you have that, you just want to go up to your camera, and we want to keyframe this now. So first frame, keep it at the original keyframes right here, and then go ahead and then we can move the Z distance here through the clips, and then move it over to the right, move it down a bit, just so it goes through the tire. There we go. And I can see you get that cool looking zoom in through like any object effect. The next thing I'm going to do is go into the keyframe values for our camera. All right, so just easy's keyframes. Go into your graph editor and make sure you're in your speed graph and not your value graph. So select your speed graph and then create something that looks similar to this. Try to get it so it kind of ramps up fast and then slows down towards the end of the clip. The next thing I'm going to do is fix this black area right here at the start of the clip. We don't want to see that. So we want to copy our top layer, Control C, Control V. And on the top layer with our mask, we want to make add. So you can see the tire is back there. And if I hide the layer, it's gone. So it's just the mask of the tire or the wheel. If you drag your object, you can see that's above the layer. So we want to move it below the top layer with the car and everything in the background. So when we drag it, it's underneath it, which is what we want. So we can keyframe it to kind of drop down into our zoom in. I'm just going to keyframe it for the beginning of our kind of zoom in right here. And you can exit out of this 4 views right here and go back into your 1 view because we won't be needing that anymore. And let's go right here, change the Y value to something like that. Ease it. But maybe starting too quick actually, so have this end a bit longer. All right, so that's pretty much it for this zoom in transition. You can add a lot more effects if you want and kind of make the transition smoother into this clip, but that's all up to you guys. So feel free to mess around with different effects on these clips. And the last thing is just to make sure you have motion blur on. So this transition looks a lot smoother because without it on, you can see that it looks really weird and kind of fake. So make sure your motion blur is on all of your clips here so that you get that smooth motion blur from it zooming out and then in. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Hopefully you guys learned something new, and make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Fly bitch with me, do it like she do porn. Hot mess when I'm in this bitch, y'all lukewarm.